This is my second video tutorial, and this one will be on film techniques, a workshop that was delivered in the literature class yesterday. Now, this is not a definitive, this is everything you need to know kind of set up here. It will actually be based on you getting an idea of the areas to look at and then getting into your textbook and other online resources and really finding out for yourself what they mean. So, first film technique that can be used to position a reader is the soundtrack, which is basically any background music, any background sounds, and also songs that are used. So, in terms of One Night the Moon, the soundtrack can include the songs, which are used as the main mean of communication in the film. It can be stuff like slamming doors and noises of the wilderness and stuff of that nature, and it can also be the kind of haunting just background music that goes on when stuff's happening. And as you may notice in that film, the background music is often repeated. Now, another film technique is the setting. Directors will choose where something is set, what it looks like. Now, Aidan, myself and Josh had a good discussion about this setting for the film One Night the Moon. The principal setting is in the outback. What's that like is the question, and why is it set in the outback? Why is it not set in a city Dandenong or in the suburbs? It's because the outback's barren, vast, hot and unforgiving. Now, think about that for a minute, and in terms of what's going on in the movie, and you might start seeing that this is it's a purposeful choice. When is it set? Turn of the 20th century. Again, it could have been set in 2005 if the director so chose that. So why? You know, it's an era of racism, of strong religious belief. In terms of what's going on, there is no internet. These people are not globally connected, so they have a very narrow life experience. Lighting is another thing to consider. As I move my screen marker, that looks a bit funny. Anyway, back on it. Problem solved. As we move on to lighting, you know, you'll say, oh, there is no lighting, that's shot outside. Why did the director choose to shoot it in the middle of the afternoon compared to first thing in the morning? Worth looking at, worth thinking about, you know. If everything's kind of dark, what's that? What kind of sense is that creating? What feeling is being created? Costume is worth looking at just in terms of how it gives us insight into what the characters are like and what the times are like. Acting style, very important. In terms of not only giving us a sense of character, but are the actors overacting? Are they underacting? Is it slow and purposeful? Is it kind of moody and broody? What's going on? Why is it happening? The director will have actors acting in a specific way for a specific reason. Alright, directors are meticulous, and they're not too upset to be telling Paul Kelly that he's not being moody enough. Cinematography is a fancy word for the camera work or the filming techniques. If you look on page 65 of your textbook, which is part of the chapter on film, it looks at different types of camera shot. The reason why we look at these is they're often the most used technique for conveying a meaning. Alright, it's used in every scene. Directors will choose specific type of camera shot for that scene to create a specific mood. And you've got to ask yourself, why has this shot been chosen? How is it affecting me as a viewer? What's it making me feel or think? For example, you can have long distance shots in the camera, you can have close-ups. Close-ups are pretty much universally used now as a way of giving us a close insight into how the character's feeling. Last thing you can look at is the way it's edited, you know. Are the scenes short? Are they long? Are they jump cuts? Are they fading? That kind of stuff. Again, you'll find this in the textbook chapter. So, moving boxes just for a bit of fun. But in all seriousness, that's the end of this video tutorial, and I hope you found it helpful. Bye.